And Mr. Chairman, one other item. I've heard, and just correct me if I'm wrong, I've heard you're going to be out of town.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this. I have been called away on business out of town next Tuesday and Wednesday, so I'm not going to be here at the board meeting next week.
Well, I know there's one item of particular importance for the folks of Western Prince William County, I think of all Prince William County. It's the discussion on whether to remove the Bi-County Parkway from the comprehensive plan. And with you not being there, I was hoping to see if we could maybe come to some other date, not too far in the future, because this really is important for us to address this issue. But I think it would be equally important that we have you there to be part of this discussion, since it is such a big issue facing the county. If we could maybe decide on moving this, I can communicate out to my folks that next week will not be the day that we discuss this. But I just think it's important that you're there.
Okay, well, that's fine with me. I'd prefer, obviously, I like to take part in that conversation. So,
Mr. Chairman,
Ms. Lawson?
I'm going to defer to the attorney.
I looked to the clerk. I believe it's set for a public hearing already, so it's been advertised for that date. So one of the options the board could do is open the public hearing and then continue it, or I would refer to Mr. Campbell for another option for the board.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
I'm fine with next week if we open up the public hearing and then we just keep it open with the final decision or the final vote when you get back into town on a. Now would we have to do it on the very next meeting?
No.
Or can it be open up the public hearing to a meeting that we had determined?
You could specify a date certain if you so desire.
Okay. And do we have to do that today, or can we do that next week when
You
we
can certainly do
continue
that.
the public hearing?
Sure,
Okay.
I'm sure council.
And you could close the public hearing and then just defer the action to a later date. You have several options.
Right.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, and my apologies, I cut you off this time. You cut me off last week, I'm cutting you off this
Okay,
week.
we're even now.
Okay, you had mentioned that you had received, this is yours, a recommendation from the Housing Board to appoint Mary Batista as the Community Services Board representative to the Housing Board. I interrupted you then because I just appointed her to the CBS Board. And obviously they have talked with her and would like her to serve on the Housing Board. So that's all been taken care of by the Housing Department. So is that coming up next week, or are we just doing it?
If you offer,
Yeah, I think we'll just
get
get.
the notice of intent. We'll put it
Yeah,
on the
so
next
we
available.
can just figure it out and see what's going on and
Okay.
get it all fixed. Okay, is that it? Okay.
Mr.
Yeah,
Chairman,
yeah.
I just want to make.
Cameron?
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure we're clear that we're going to move forward with next week opening the public hearing for the discussion. Now we'll either continue it or close it within the final vote being when you get back into town.
Perfect.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Thank you.
great. Thanks a lot. Let's go into closed session.